Okay, I
Yes,
like
sir.
the word a lot. Perused. Anyone? Perused.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Preeti, do you know the meaning? Perused?
No, sir.
No. I think you know a
To move,
simple word. Pursue. What's the
move,
meaning?
Continue.
moving,
To follow, yeah. To do something, pursuing that. Follow. Follow can be another good word. Yes. And perused. I'll tell you something. I'll give you a hint. It's written a lot in legal documents. I've seen nearly all the legal documents have this word.
Could you please repeat what you said?
Perused.
No, what you gave a sentence? You gave a sentence, right?
I gave a sentence for pursue. Okay, please peruse through the documents.
Go through the document.
Yeah, but it's not exactly that.
Read the document.
look at the,
Yeah, but it's not exactly that. You're really close. But what can be done with documents, especially legal documents? Think.
read it carefully.
Yes, read it carefully. Peruse is reading something really carefully in detail. It's the opposite of skim and scan. We use the word skim, right? That means read lightly. Peruse is to read deeply. Um, so that's the meaning. Wait,
Read carefully.
yeah, that's the word. To read something, especially in a careful way, peruse something. So it's written in legal documents because they want you to read them carefully so that you don't miss
Mhm.
something. Is it clear, this word? Peruse?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Going to the next word. Um, pungency, pungent. I think this word you should know.
Smell. Smell.
Yes, smell, but what kind of smell?
Strong smell,
Strong. In a positive way or a negative?
Negative.
negative, gandh.
Yeah, I think pungent is a negative smell, but I'm not sure now. The way you're saying, if
Bahut
it's
तीखी, it's like very
Bad
strong.
smell.
very strong, but not necessarily bad. Okay, let's figure it. Let's see it. Pungent smell. Having a strong taste or smell, right? And direct or having a, okay. Okay. So it's a strong smell, not necessary, but they're calling it bitter. Bitter means a bad smell, right? Mm, okay, but it doesn't say anything negative. So we'll take it. Pungent means a strong smell, not necessarily a bad smell. So they have even used it pungent smell of spices. Like that's very strong, but not necessarily bad. Okay, moving forward. Potency.
Possible.
No,
Ability.
no. Potent. Really close to pungent, actually.
Strong,
Strong. Potent means strong. Okay, now I'll show you the meaning.
So here, potency looks something else. Like according
Strength.
to the sentence,
It's
potency is
strength,
the
strength, strength. Here it is not strong strength. Here it's the other form. Potency here is strength. The power of somebody to affect your body or power. So strength. The ability, not this one. Potency. Potent means strength, the power, the strength of somebody, the power of somebody. Now, having a strong effect on your body or mind. So strong, something strong, potent drug, powerful, strong in that sense.
Potency of the smell means
Strength of smell, how strong the smell is.
okay, strong of
A power of smell, so it's impacting you. Potency of smell, strength of smell, like it's a strong smell, powerful smell. Okay. Odor,
smell,
smell.
Smell.
Yeah. Is it positive or negative or neutral? It can be both.
both,
Both.
Both. Okay. Good. I normally used it with negative, but I think it's both. I want to check it still. So we'll check it.
The odor is a bad smell, but fragrance is in the good one, right?
Yes. A smell, especially one that is unpleasant. So this word is a bad smell. Odor is normally used for not nice smells. It's used for um like a bad smell.
so pungent is also here coming as a negative.
It's no, they have used it before odor. They've used it as an adjective of odor. Strong smell. So pungent is strong. It's an adjective. Pungent can be used for a smell of spices also. We check the meaning, right? So odor is a bad smell. That's it. Okay. Vivid.
Clear,
Clear. In what sense? Clear?
clear memory,
Yes,
clear
it's
picture,
yes. It's used with what? When something is clear. in your-
something in mind, so that we can say that it is a vivid memory of some particular event in memory.
Yes, yes. Good. I think we did this word before, right? Uh,
Not sure, sir, but I read it in
okay.
card or somewhere.
Okay. So it's normally used for like when something produces a very clear image in your mind, like a memory or like an event. So it was a vivid, it's vivid in my mind, like that, producing a very clear picture in your head or in your mind. Vivid. I don't like this word to be used in graphs. That's another reason I'm doing it. Please do not use it with the synonym as a synonym of clear. I don't like the usage. So people who write it is vivid from the graph, please don't write. It doesn't suit that well. Please write clear. They're different in some ways. Vivid is generally used with memories, not with graphs. It's vivid. It's not a good word to be used there. Elicit. Anyone? Elicit.
Elicit means show, I guess, or like enlighten.
No. Elicit means to produce.
Some information.
No, elicit means to produce something in someone. Elicit means like I force someone to give me some information. Then I'll say elicit.
To
To
obtain something.
yeah, by doing something, you get that information out from that. So that's the way it is used. I normally use it with information or something like a reaction. So your bad behavior elicited this response. So supposedly I got angry and scolded my students in my class. So if I say it's your bad behavior, that elicited. So in that
Sir,
sense, yes.
sir, provoke.
Provoke in a sense to get something out, but not necessarily provoke. Elicit means to produce something. It can be in a positive sense also. Elicited the response. Your behavior, I can behave nicely if you behave like nicely. So it doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing. To get information or reaction from somebody, often with difficulty. So it's also used with spies. You get how it is used with spies? You torture them to get information out of them. So for that word, we also use the word elicit.
And spy,
Spies, you know, spies.
spy, jasus.
हाँ उनसे information के लिए to get information out of them we use the word elicit. to get information or a reaction from somebody, often with difficulty. Is it clear?
Yes.
It's used that way also. It's used like this also. So I normally don't get angry, but because there was a lot of bad behavior, then I got elicited matlab, a negative behavior from me also, like that. Okay. We've done this word, incense. Anyone? What's incense? Ashish, your voice is not clear today. Can you read on it? Yeah, right. Good. I think we did this in the class.
Sir, what is the meaning of incense?
Agarbatti.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Agarbatti.
Oh,
You know?
agarbatti.
Yes. What would tell me another name for incense? Anyone in English? In Hindi, it's agarbatti, or in Punjabi, I don't know.
Sir, what
Scent,
is
Yeah,
scent,
I don't know that word. I don't know.
Fragrance is
scent,
stick.
scent, sir.
Fragrance? No,
Yeah, it's a fragrance is stick,
it's
right?
incense are sticks, right? The sticks which produce positive, good smell. A substance that produces a pleasant smell when you burn it, used in particularly in religious ceremonies. A substance that produces pleasant smell when you burn it. Is it clear, this word? Okay,
yes, sir.
okay. Can you, anecdotal evidence? Anyone? It has two meanings. I know one meaning, the other one, I'll leave it to you. I'll tell you one meaning. So anecdotal evidence means which is based on some personal experience, not on research, but like based on a personal experience, like somebody it happened. So I'll say it's an anecdotal event. So for example, I said this happens in this village, then I give a story of a person. So that's an anecdotal evidence. Like
Not true.
not true, no, it based on an experience, personal experience on someone. True, but not based on research, based on experience.
Personal experience.
Yeah. So I'll show the meaning. There's another one. I thought you'll tell the other one. Possibly not true or accurate because it is based on personal accounts rather than facts or research. So it's actually both of them. Possibly not true or accurate. It can be accurate, but possibly not because it's based on personal accounts and not on research or facts. So that's the way. So because it's based on personal accounts, somebody told you a story, so it's based on somebody's personal experience. So not based on facts on research. And so that is the reason it can be false also, because people can lie. But there's another meaning, personal account of an event, anecdote, a short, interesting or funny story. So that's the other meaning, that is about a real person. So, but that's not anecdotal evidence. That's just anecdote, a short, interesting or funny story. We also call that anecdote. And it's based on a personal experience again. So it cannot be like a story about fairies. So that cannot be an anecdote. Is it clear? Anecdote has to be a story of living people. It has to be based on a personal experience. It cannot be a story of religious books written in religious books or something like that, which are not based on personal experience. Renowned. This I know, you know.
Famous
Famous, good, renowned.
or reputed.
Renowned, yes. Spontaneously?
Spontaneously.
Continuously.
No.
Automatically or by itself?
Yes, automatically without any preparation. Like when you respond, like you don't prepare, you are doing automatically, it comes out of you. Like somebody says,
Something
Achanak
sudden.
se.
yeah, like you don't prepare and you react. So sometimes like somebody says something and you react badly, but then you apologize because that you didn't think about it and you just reacted. So
Sir
spontaneous.
means खुद
without-
से ना खुद
uh,
से
what again?
Sir means in Hindi खुद से खुद ब खुद खुद से
Yeah, Not planned, like not thought
Hmm.
about before. Yeah.
Hmm.
Automatically it happens without,
अचानक से.
yeah,
It's
like
spontaneous.
spontaneous. Spontaneous, not planned, but done because you suddenly want to do it. So it's not planned. Often doing things without planning to because you suddenly want to do them, happening naturally without being made to happen. So doing that naturally without being forced, practiced, all these words which happen on their own without being planned or forced or something like that. Evoked, spontaneously evoked by the odors.
Ushkirana.
Sorry, again.
Ushkirana. Evoked.
Okay, I don't know that word. So how do I, can you tell me another word? Okay. It's
Sir,
similar to
evoke means provoke.
provoked, yes, not necessarily provoked, to get something out of someone. It's similar to elicit in some ways. Okay,
To generate something.
to generate something, but in your mind, okay. Evoked is not necessarily for other people, it's for yourself. To work something to bring a feeling or a memory or image into your mind. So you get the point, like seeing the photograph evoked happy memories. So you get it how I'm saying, like when you saw a picture, it evoked happy memories. So in your mind, you started feeling happy and so like that. So evoked in the sense, I would say that's the way to use it.
So aroused.
Yes,
Yes.
not aroused. Aroused is, I think, stronger. Evoked is less strong, and it can be a feeling or a memory or an image. Aroused is especially about feelings or emotions. Evoked is not. Uh, and evoked can be like, I saw my friend and it evoked a childhood memories in my mind. So like that, after a long time, when I saw my childhood friend, it evoked such memories.
So what is the nostalgia? Something.
Nostalgic is also like getting emotional by thinking about the past. So when we
Okay,
get
so
emotional by thinking about the past, that's nostalgia. Sad mixed feeling with pleasure when you think of happy times in the past. So the feeling we get when we think about the past, like it's a happy or a mixed feeling. You're sad because that is past. It all gone. It's all gone back. So it's a sad feeling, but mixed with pleasure because you're remembering happy times. So you're happy as well, but you're sad because it's past. It's in the past. So like that, it's a mixed feeling. Nostalgia. Okay, let's go next. Okay, that's it. I don't think transcendental movement. Transcendental pronunciation is hard.
Transcendental.
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 No, there's an N also. N is silent.
Yes, sir. Because transcendental meditation, like I have done a course of that. So I
Okay.
think,
What is the meaning of transcendental?
So tell the meaning, Bhavesh.
sir, in Hindi, it's called dhyana, like bhavyatata dhyana. I think so.
Okay.
Transcendental meditation.
Yes. It's um it's when your mind is going to another place. Transcendental. It's like that. Okay. And
Cannot
yes,
control the mind.
no, not control. Like it's a let's do it. Let's search the meaning properly. I'll be able to better explain that way. I want to see this, especially the pronunciation.
Transcendental.
Yeah, N is not silent. That's another word. That's another word. I've heard the word you are saying. Bhavesh.
Transcendental.
Here the N is not silent. Going beyond the usual limits of human knowledge, experience, or reason, especially in a religious or a spiritual way. Do you understand that higher level your mind goes to? He's saying the same thing. When your mind goes to a nirvana, what he said, nirvana, do you know? When your mind goes to a higher level, you get that point? Like you attain what is it called?
Which is something someone is explaining, but we are not able to understand
No,
it.
no,
At
no,
one high
no,
level.
no. Sadhus and like religious people achieve like knowledge about the world, like they know everything. That higher level of knowledge beyond our limit, beyond the limit of a normal person. You get the point?
Cognition,
Like what did who's the Gautam Buddha? What did he achieve? That salvation. Not salvation. What's the word? There's no one religious here. When
I
sa-
am, but I don't know the words
Adhyatmik.
basically.
That was, I
salvation.
think,
Is enlightenment.
nirvana. No?
Enlightenment.
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 Yes. Enlightenment is the word I was looking for. Perfect. Okay. A knowledge about and understanding of the process of ending. No, not this word. Not this word. Actually, it's called enlightenment only when your mind achieves a higher state than everything. That's transcendental.
Enlightenment.
Yes, enlightenment. Yeah, in a way. So going beyond the limit of human knowledge, experience, or reason, especially in a religious or like when you do a lot of meditation, you achieve that stage. You start seeing things in a very different manner. Okay. Yeah. Good. Let's go next. Okay, I think we're done here. I don't think there's any other words that I want to do. Let's start with the first one, authors. I think I've done this in my class recently, in my other class. Okay, so we can start with the authors and then go forward. I think the authors in here, if I remember correctly, they're a bit hard. They're not that easy, but we'll do it still. So there are 3 authors. The first thing is to underline all of them. So we'll start with that. So I'm starting from the back. Simon Chu. Okay, he's one of the authors. Underlined him. Here again.
Chu says.
Yes. Here again. Okay. Then again. Here also. So these are the places I think it's him. Can it be before this paragraph or no? Before the F paragraph or no? Why not?
because their full name is given in a paragraph. Simon Chu.
Good. Full name is given. Okay, good. Kashish, I don't know. There's a disturbance on your microphone today. I don't know what's the problem. Okay, next author is hers. So we'll do this hers here. Hers is here also.
Third line
And
also.
third line also.
Yes. Okay, and then we have J. Gottfried here. Gottfried again. So this paragraph is about Gottfried, I think. Is there anything about hers here? Nope. Nope. Where is J. Gottfried first time? It's here. Okay.
It's in B.
B. Okay, and hers is in B. Rachel hers. Okay, so I think this is the paragraph. I think this would be the first paragraph with her. So that's it. Which author should I should avoid?
First, so Chu and her.
Yes, hers I'll avoid definitely, and Chu also. I'll start with Gottfried. So let's talk about what Gottfried is trying to say. Okay, says this person. So I have to read this whole sentence. Let's see what this sentence is trying to say. The fact that the olfactory cortex became active in the absence of odor. So this part of the brain became out. How do I know it's a part of the brain? Because it's written cortex. Cortex are parts of brain. I know that. So this part of the brain became active in the absence of smell, suggests that people's sensory memory of events is spread across different brain regions. So he's saying that the brain, the sensory memories are not located at one region. They are spread in different regions. So that's what he's saying here. Okay, so I got it. Sensory memories of events are not located at one region but spread. So now let's check what he's trying to say here. Found pattern of different sensory memories stored in various zones of brain. This can be one of the answers, I think.
Yes, sir. This will be the.
Yes. Smell brings detailed event under a smell of, I'll check all of them. Smell brings a detailed event under a smell of certain substance. No. Connection of smell and certain zones of brain is different with that of other senses. He's comparing other senses and smell. There was no comparison between smell and other senses. So I don't think this is the answer. Diverse location of stored information helps us keep away the hazard. There was nothing like that. It helps us keep away. There's no necessary correlation between smell and processing zone of the brain. I don't think this is the answer to. I think that the answer that makes sense is C.
14th.
Yeah, 14th. That's the only one that makes sense. Okay. I may be wrong, but that's the one that's making sense to me right now. Okay. Let's go next. We'll do one more line for Gottfried. We have one more line. We have to read because there are 5 questions. There are only 3 authors, so they will be repeated. I have to read further. So I'll read the second sentence said by him. Okay. What is he saying here? You can reawaken the memory from any one of the sensory triggers. So he's saying because they are stored at different places, you can reawaken that memory by anything. You can reawaken the memory through smell, through touch, through anything. Like he's saying that maybe the smell of a sun lotion or a particular sound or the sight. So it's not necessarily you need to smell anything. You can reawaken that memory through a sound also, through a sight also, anything. Or in the case of early hunter and gatherer, out on a plain, the sight of a lion might trigger the urge to flee rather than having to wait for the sound of its roar and stench of its hide to kick in as well. So then he's giving an example. Like in the case of early hunters, can someone explain this example? I think I read it too quick. I understood it, but can someone explain?
What I think about it, like when the lion hunts
Yes.
to its shikar, then it go very slowly, like without any roaring or like वो दबे पाँव से जाता है and वो चपट लेता है अपने शिकार को.
Okay. Okay. You're very close, but not exactly. So in the case of a early hunter and gatherer, so what he's trying to say, as soon as you see the lion, you might trigger the urge to flee. Flee is to hide and run. So as soon as you see, you start running. You would not wait. You don't, rather than having to wait for the sound of the roar, you won't wait for him to, uske dahad ki awaaz ki wait nahi karoge. You won't wait him to roar or stench of his height, or don't wait to smell him, that you can smell the lion and then run. As soon as you see him, you'll run because the memories are stored at different locations. So it's not necessarily that you need to see him also, that you need to see like smell him also before running. Even one thing, even when you see him, you'll start to run. So he's saying that thing here. So like that. So like he's saying that memories are awakened from anything, not all the things together. So even one thing. So smell also, the sight also, or anything, this or a sound, smell, sound, or sight. So he's giving an example here. Okay, so found patterns of different sensory. No, smell brings detailed event under the smell of a certain
Okay.
substance. I don't think there's any substance. Which one did you say?
I just asked you to explain that line again.
Okay. So he's saying, understand what he's trying to say here. He's saying that like you have memories stored with different senses, right? So sometimes you remember memories through sound. So you hear something and that puts a memory in your head. Okay, this happened in the past. And sometimes you remember memories with smell. And sometimes you remember memories with sight. You see something and you remember something. So there's a memory with sight or smell or sound. He's saying we don't need to all 3 to happen. Even if one thing happens, other memory comes to our mind. So what he's saying, in early times, in the case of an early hunter, like long back, they're saying, when we were hunter and gatherer, at that time, the sight of the lion might trigger the urge to flee. When we saw the lion, we used to run. We didn't need to wait for the sound or the smell of its hide to kick in. So we didn't need to wait for the smell of a tiger or the sound of his roar to wait. We didn't run like that. We didn't wait for all the 3 things to happen. We'll see him, we'll smell him, and we'll hear him. We just see one thing. We saw him and we ran. So that's what it's trying to say, if that makes any sense. Is it clear?
Yes.
All the three senses are not required. Even one sense makes you protects you. That's what he's saying, because they are stored at different locations. Connection of smell and certain zones of brain is different with that of other senses. There's no comparison between smell and other senses. Wrong. Diverse location of stored information helps us keep away the danger or hazard. This can be an answer. How? Is it
Sure,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So because the information is stored, the memories are stored at different locations, it is helping us stay away from the danger, like it's protecting us from
Danger.
the lions. Is it clear?
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the answer, I think. I'm not sure, but that's what makes sense.
I think it is not as direct as.
It's not direct. Okay. We'll wait. It's not a good question. I agree with you. We'll wait. We'll read the further answers also. Ciao. Next, let's come to Chu. Someone else is going to do Chu. Who's going to do Chu? Kritiman, let's start with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
That number 16, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Number 16, you said it's not correct. It is
Yeah.
like it is given certainty in the example that the comparing sight with roaring and other things. Then how
But they're
come it
not
is not
comparing.
right?
They're not comparing smell with other senses, are they? Did they say smell is more powerful or smell is less powerful than others? Sight or sound?
Okay, so there are other senses, but they are not in,
Comparing.
compared with smell.
Yeah, they're not
Right.
compared with smell. Smell is not being compared with other senses.
Oh, okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Kritiman.
Start researching the order and the memory partly because of his it's not about the information that we
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
try to. As the generation gather to share, they will pass some.
You can come here directly if you want. You can skip that.
It's kind to fit with a lot of incidental evidence on how smell can really good reminder of the past experience. It explained about the event that in the past can be remembered through the smell.
Yes. So smells are good reminders of the past
Yeah.
experiences. Good. Okay, good. Okay. And you want to read this line?
No, life should then tested to see whether. No, yeah, it whether other sorts of coffee cinnamon could help. It's basically describe the support sentence of above statement.
You read this line properly.
Then
So what did he
tested,
test? Yes.
then tested to see whether other such as coffee and cinnamon could help them remember more detail in the history. They could.
So what is he
Yeah.
trying to say?
They after their experiment of the order such as coffee and cinnamon, they can remember their detail of the history. So basically, it describes about the experiment success of the experiment.
Okay, good. So when they smelled coffee or cinnamon, they were able to remember the story in more detail. Is it clear? That's what they're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's see. I think one answer matches here. Which one?
Smell bring the detail event under the smell of 15 and
15. What's the certain substance?
coffee, cinnamon.
and cinnamon.
Yes, very good. Coffee or cinnamon. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good. I'm sure for this answer. That was easier. So sorry, this is C. Sorry, this is B. Okay. Okay.
So,
Yes.
actually, I didn't pick this word certain substance, but I tried to find out the answer with
Yes.
smell brings detailed event.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
detail
here
is there.
it's showing more detail in
Yes,
the
that's
story.
there.
So
But substances are also there, right? Coffee and cinnamon. So you can get when
Okay.
they smell these certain substances. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Your
So this.
explanation is also clear. Detail is there, but I try to match
Mhm.
everything. I try to confirm my answer. So there are substances also there. So that makes it clear, confirms my answer.
Okay. So personally, this passage I found very boring
Yes.
and very complex too.
Okay. I'll try to create your interest in the passage. So
Thank you.
okay, I'll try to create an interest. I'll tell you what this passage is all about. So they are telling how smell is more powerful than the other senses. Like we remember things in more detail when we smell things. So our sight and our what's the other senses? When we touch, sight, or what is the other senses? Hearing and sight are not that powerful. Smell is more powerful. When we smell something, it makes a better memory. Like we remember things better. So they are trying to show that and they're comparing things. So they're doing different experiments, whether the effect is the same or not, what happens in the brain, which regions are activated when we smell, which regions are activated when we see something. So how do memories work? So that's the whole research. That's the whole experiment, and they're finding different things. So they have all figured out this thing. They're agreeing that smell is a better memory. Smell is better in remembering things than other senses. So that's the gist of the paragraph. I hope that gives you an idea, and then you get things much better. And they're going to move to that conclusion as they move down. In the beginning, they're just starting the experiments. And by the end of the passage, it becomes really clear that smell is more powerful than the other senses. Okay. 14th is wrong. I know it. I know it's wrong, but that's how you do it, right? I will come to how it is wrong later. Don't worry. Okay, let's go. Now let's do Rachel hers. We have, okay, Chu, we have left. We'll do the last paragraph also. We'll finish off Chu.
Okay.
Okay. So here, Chu says, okay,
So,
here also it's true. They exchange critiques with the renowned perfumer. They just exchange critiques. That's not saying something. Do you know what's the meaning of this, Kritiman? Exchange critiques?
no
Think.
critics.
Criticism is what?
Since
Finding mistakes.
Finding mistakes. So they found mistakes with some other person found mistakes in their experiments. You know, when like you write an essay and I write an essay, and you give me yours to check and I give you mine to check. So we are exchanging critiques in a way. Is it clear?
yes,
Okay. So that's not important. Let's go here. What is he saying?
there is only so much science can do the test of phenomenon that is inherently different from each person. Basically, it describes about the test phenomenon, test process that describe about the different of sense of the person, uh, and they describe about the process, the science behind the test.
No, you're not. No, you're not. It's difficult, but try to make sense. But there's only so much science can do. What do you understand by this much? First, make the sense of this much. This line means what?
Uh, there is
If
only
I say there's only so much I can do, what do you understand by that? There's only so much I can do.
it is a limitation. It describes
Yes,
about the
perfect. There's limitation. So they are saying science is limited. Now, science is limited in what sense? Read further now.
to test the process that
Yes.
that uh, that is different from each person.
You get the point. So science can't do anything in phenomena which are different for each person. So
Yeah,
something which is different for me, like when I remember things, it will be different. You remember things, it will be different. So what can science do? How can we conduct an experiment? Because your memory and my memories are different.
different.
So science cannot do that. Science is limited in this regard. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So
Where is mentioned that is limited?
there's only so much science can do. There's only so much I can do. What do you understand by that? There's only so much I can do.
Or means like There's only so much I can do means like I have not done enough.
No, I'm telling someone there's a limit to what I can do. That's what it means. Like, uh, okay, so supposedly I tell my mother do this, do this, do that. So she can tell me there's only so much I can do. I can teach, I can do that, I can do that. So I cannot do everything. I'll give a simple example. If I imagine my mother, she's teaching, then she's taking a class. I imagine she'll cook also, and she'll do that also. She'll help in other household things also. She'll tell me there's only so much I can do. So there's a limit to what I can do. So much means there's a limit to what she can do.
Okay.
Is it clear? Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. It's a tough passage. This is what it means. Only so much means there's a limit to what you can do. Okay, I'll check if this idiom is given. If it's an idiom, I don't know. I didn't know if it's an idiom. No, not here. So can't do it. It just means that. Okay. So is there anything about limitations of science in 16th or 18th or 40 or any other answers? Kritiman?
No, I think there is no need. No.
No.
No. So the answer is not here. So we'll keep this as B. We'll move forward. Now we have to read hers. I'll say in the exam, I'll suggest you to mark both of them as A and move forward. But our two questions are wrong. But that would have been my approach. They're really, really difficult, but that's what have been my approach. Okay. So, but today we are going to do them improperly. So let's change our approach and do it. So we are going to do, I'll tell you one thing, try to match keywords now. Connection of smell and certain zones of brain is different with that of other senses. Wherever you find this, that the connection of smell and is
Certain zone.
Certain zone.
yes, and is different from other senses, you tell me the answer. Wherever you find with hers. So we'll look at the hers paragraph and we want a comparison between smells and other things. So here, read what's she doing. In other study,
Compared
Compare the
smell
smell with
and
the
sound of and
so
pictures.
I think
Pictures.
this is going to be the answer. Are you clear? We don't need to read
Yes.
further. We can mark this as the answer. Is it clear? Why?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
No, sir.
Preeti, understand what's written here. We have done this question so many times. I've read it. Connection of smell is different with that of
Sense.
other senses. Do you know what does it mean?
Connection of smell is different.
With that of other senses. Let's leave this part. With brain is different with that of other senses. They are comparing what? Tell me here.
Comparing smell with sense.
Smell with?
Sense.
With what?
Other senses.
What are other senses, Preeti? Tell me. What are our other senses? Besides smell? You can think. See, sight. Yes. What else? Hearing, sound.
Hearing sounds.
Yes. So now come here. What is she doing? She compared.
Smell with sound and pictures.
Is she comparing smell with other
Smell with
senses?
sound and picture.
Is she comparing smells with other senses or no?
Yes, sir.
Sound is hearing, picture is sight.
Yeah. So I just wanted a comparison. So I'm not looking deeply. Is she comparing? So I think my answer is what? Hers, because the other authors did not compare. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We did this question and Nafisa asked me, I explained it to her. There's no comparison between smell and other senses. Okay. So that made it simpler when I explained it to her. Okay. There's no necessary correlation between smell and processing zone of the brain. Now I want to find what? Smell and the other
Smell
thing should
and
be
zone of brain.
processing zone of brain. So let's try to find that. If we find that in hers, we'll mark it. So we'll start processing zone of brain.
Brain is active brain.
We'll find the word processing zone of brain. We'll not find synonyms for that. Okay.
Correlation between smell and processing zone.
Yes. Okay. We'll try to match the words. Preeti, we are not doing anything. We are just trying to match them. Anything about smell and processing zone of brain here? Can you see something? No.
Smell is there, but processing zone is not.
Okay, not there. Processing zone. Here, please look here. Is there a processing zone of brain here? There is brain here.
Vivid memory associated with a particular perfume.
Yes. Smelling the specified perfume activated the volunteer's brain the most, particularly in the amygdala, in the region as hippocampus, which is in memory formation. Okay. But here we are calling smelling has a relationship, right? And if you read what is the question saying?
There is no necessary.
No necessary.
And here we are
correlation.
saying that there is a correlation. Is it clear? There is brain, but here they are saying smelling has a correlation, activated the brain's region the most, volunteer's brain. I don't think this is the paragraph. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go another paragraph with Hirsch. So this is the last paragraph. Okay. What is she saying here?
Unique connection between the smell of sense of smell and the part of the brain that processes emotion.
So I think our answer is wrong because here it's saying there's no necessary correlation between smell and processing zone. And what is her saying?
Unique connection. Unique
There
relation.
is a connection between the sense of smell and the part of the brain that processes emotion.
So our one answer is definitely wrong because this is not A, or we need to do this answer again. This isn't some other author said this. So there's no relationship between smell and processing zone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at Chu now. Does Chu talk about the brain at all or no? Is he talking about the brain or no? I don't think he is. He talked about science here and he talked about memories here with with smells, spices, but nothing related to the brain.
Brain.
Yes. So I don't think it can be true. So the other option would be Gottfried. So let's come to Gottfried. Is he talking about brain?
Yes.
Yes, he's
Yes.
talking about the brain. So I
Brain
think
scans taken at the time.
yes. So I think the answer can be here. Okay. So let's find out here, processing smells. So what are we saying here? Brain scans taken at the time revealed that the volunteers' brains were particularly active in the region known as the olfactory cortex, which is known to be involved in the processing of smells.
Smell.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're saying that olfactory cortex became active in the absence of smell. So the answer is complex, but did you understand what he's trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is olfactory cortex, Preeti?
Olfactory.
So you said
Processing smell.
It's the brain region which processes
Smell.
smell. And what is he saying here?
Olfactory cortex little
Yeah,
up
this one.
again.
Here.
In absence of order.
Meaning?
This sir ऑर्डर स्मेल के एब्सेंस में वो olfactory cortex जो है एक्टिव हो जाता है.
Or can I call olfactory cortex as processing zone?
Yes, sir.
So I think this is the answer here.
Yes.
Yes. This disturbance. Wait, let me see. Okay. Okay. So I think this is the answer.
See.
See. Okay. So this is what I would have done. But again, one of our answers is wrong. Okay. Here, this is a pattern. This exact line is actually written in hers. If you read that first, you would have gotten it. Found pattern of different sensory memories stored in various zones of the brain of a brain. So this part is given in A also, and it's given more exactly in this paragraph. Here, if you read, it's saying the exact thing. Can you tell me the line?
Last line.
Last line, no, not with smell. Let's copy that line. Found pattern of different sensory memories stored in various zones of the brain. Different sensory memories stored in various zones of the brain. Here, it's given here. This line. how sensory memories are shared across the brain with different brain regions remembering the sights. So different brain regions remembering the sights, smells, tastes, and sounds. So you got it? The different brain regions are remembering the different sensory memories. So some brain regions are remembering the sights, some are remembering the smells, some are remembering the tastes, so some are remembering the sounds of a particular experience. So that's what she's trying to say here. It's more clearly given here. But I'll be honest, even this paragraph was saying something like that. Right? People's sensory memories of events is spread across different
brain region.
Okay. So what do you want to do? I can't help it here. Okay. So that is why it is confusing. The answer is, hey, are you clear why I have this confusion? 14th is also there, but this is also saying something, right? But if you talk about a pattern, if the pattern is here or no, I don't know. Okay, we'll leave this question for now. It's confusing. I have two answers for it. We'll do it at the end. If you can give me a better answer, we can think about it till then. For me, both the answers make sense here though. Okay, let's go next. Now you're going to, don't worry about it. One or two questions, don't worry about it. Come to the next question, 19. What does the experiment conducted by Hirsch show? Okay, so where will we go? Tell me.
By the name, we will find out.
Yeah, Hirsch will go an experiment. We'll look at the passage where she does an experiment. So I'll first go to B paragraph. Has she done an experiment here or no?
A particular experience.
Experience, no. Experiment. Has she done an experiment here?
No.
No, I don't think she has done one. So we'll leave this. We'll come to the next time hers is mentioned here. Has she done an experiment here? No, here.
Yes.
Yes. Which
Yes.
line? Which line talks about an experiment?
First line research.
No.
Recruit for five volunteers who are vivid memory associated with the
Yes.
40.
What's
The
the word
last
for
smelling
experiment?
is
Fourth
Sir,
line.
recruit.
What's the word for experiment here? Tell me that exact word where she conducted, where she said she conducts an experiment.
Study.
Yes. In one recent study, here instead of study, you can write experiment. So what is she doing in the study? Let's read. Okay, let's read the whole thing. What's the experiment? So what did she do? Hearst recruited 5 volunteers. Do you know the meaning of volunteers, everyone?
Who do without money or who do with her own
On
his
their
or
own.
her own interest.
Yes, good. Okay. So she recruited 5 volunteers who had vivid memories associated with a particular perfume. Is it clear? They had clear memories associated, like very good memories associated with the perfume. Okay, such as this and this. Okay, I don't need to read the examples. That's how you become quicker. She took images of volunteers' brains as they sniffed the perfume. So when they sniffed the perfume, she took images. I think you can guess the meaning of sniffed also. And an
Yes, sir.
unrelated perfume without knowing which was which. And she took also an unrelated perfume, another perfume. Okay. They were also shown photos of each perfume bottle. They were also shown bottles. So she's making them sniff the perfume and then she's also showing them the photographs. Smelling the specified perfume activated the volunteers' brains the most, particularly in the amygdala, in a region called as the hippocampus, which helps in memory formation. So now she's saying something. Can someone tell me the meaning of this line? Because here it's the answer. Complete answer.
Smelling the certain type of perfume activate their memory formation, which is the region is called hippocampus.
Okay. Please focus on this word. What does it mean?
Brains the most.
What does that mean?
In the most.
It means the effect on brain most
As compared to?
as compared to smell. Sorry, as compared to smell is specified perfume activated.
Particularly
Memory.
amygdala.
You're moving ahead, Preeti. I'm here only. Brain the most. What does it mean? What do you understand by the most? If I teach you writing and I teach you task one, please, you should know this.
Activate their brain,
The most.
activate their memory.
The most. What does that mean?
सबसे ज्यादा
Sabse zyada. What does sabse zyada mean? They're comparing with
Maximum.
what? Yeah, they're comparing with what?
With the
With
other
for
perfume.
With the other
perfume.
what?
Perfume.
The smell
Other
of
what?
perfume.
Unrated perfume.
No, the other with photos.
No,
with
with the
seeing.
other photos.
Oh, yeah.
With seeing. They're comparing smelling with seeing. With other senses. You know this experiment. I taught you this experiment. She's comparing smelling with other senses. Do you remember now?
Yes.
So she's comparing smelling with other senses. Is it clear? So she's saying smelling activated the most. They're not saying other perfumes. She's saying smelling activated the most, meaning she's comparing smelling with seeing. They were also shown photographs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So more
Yes,
than
sir.
seeing, smelling activated the brain. And then they're telling which part of the brain, amygdala. And this part of the brain also helps in memory formation. So that's written here. Now let's check out the meanings. Okay. Go ahead. Women. There's nothing about women. I'll leave it. Smell is superior to other senses in connection to the brain. This makes sense to
Yes.
me.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Smell is more important than the other senses. I won't say it's more important. It's superior to other senses. No, I would not. It's okay. Amygdala is the part of the brain that stores and processes information. Okay. There are three confusing answers here. Choose the best option.
B.
B, C, and D. Read properly.
D.
Why not C? Why not D?
Because in the C
In
it is a
C,
comparison.
they're saying smell is more important, but no importance we have read.
And what is B saying?
उसका कनेक्शन ब्रेन के साथ सबसे सुपीरियर है बाकी सेंसेस से.
Okay. So that's how B and C are different. So what do you think should be the and what about D?
उसका एक्सपेरिमेंट सेंस के साथ था. उसका एमिगडाला तो वो तो पहले ही डिस्कवर हो गया था कि वो प्रोसेस और मेमोरी स्टोर करता है.
Okay, good. So you think B is better, right? B is the best answer? D. I also think D is the better answer. At the back it is D, but I also believe it should be B for Bombay. And why it is not C? They're not saying it's more important. They are saying it's superior to other senses in connection to the brain. That's what she's finding out. Let's read it again. Smelling the specified perfume activated the volunteer's brain the most. They're talking about the connection to the brain. They're not comparing the importance of smell. So I would say it's activating the volunteer's brain the most, meaning it's superior in terms of connection to the brain. Smell. That's what she's trying to say here. And amygdala is not like, she's not finding out that amygdala is a part of the region that helps in memory formation or something. That's already discovered. So I would say the better answer here would be B, but the answer at the back is D for Delhi. I do not agree with that answer. I think the answer should be B for Bombay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. And she's not trying to find the part of the brain. She's trying to find out whether smell is superior to other senses. You should know that. That's her experiment. Okay. What is the
Sir,
second
why
experiment?
D is wrong?
Why D is wrong?
Yes.
Because she's not finding that. No? That's not why the experiment is conducted. 19th. Okay. Why is she doing the experiment? Tell me. She's trying to find out a part of the brain, or she's trying
The
to
connection, yeah, the connection of, I mean, like yes, the comparison between smell and other senses in connection with the brain.
Yes, not about which part of the brain. So that doesn't make sense. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do next. What is the second experiment conducted by Hertzshow? Let's do it. Who wants to read the second experiment? Okay, go ahead. And start from here.
Yeah. So in another study, Hertz compared the smell with sounds and pictures. She had 70 people describe an emotional memory involving three items, popcorn, fresh cut grass, and a campfire. Then they compare the items to sight, sounds, and smells. For instance, the person might see a picture of a lawnmower, then sniff the scent of grass, and finally listen to the lawnmower sound. Memories triggered by smell when more evocative. When it's where by smell were more evocative than memories triggered by either sights or sounds.
Yeah, the word is evocative. Evocative means more emotional. The
Emotional.
the memories triggered by brain were more emotional than the memories by sight or sound. Similar experiment, is it clear? Nafise, it's the same experiment,
Yes.
nearly? Same
Yes.
result?
Yes. Again, yeah.
Okay.
Again, she thought the smell is more powerful than the other senses.
Yeah. So tell me, check which answer should
So
be right.
result A is result directly conflicts with the first one. No. B, result of the first experiment is correct. No. Sights and sounds trigger memories at an equal level. Sights and sounds. Maybe lawnmower is a perfect example in the experiment. I think it's not given. D is not given. C is better. So better answer.
I don't think did she compare sight and sound?
But it no, there is no comparison. But the lawnmower was an example, but was an example. But I'm not sure it's a perfect
Why
example.
not
Just
B?
the only example.
Why not B? Why not B for Bombay?
Result of her first experiment is correct. But nothing is mentioned that the result of first experiment or second experiment was correct.
What was the result of first experiment?
That smell, okay, that means like by doing the second one, it just confirmed the first one.
Yes.
Okay, then if it's like that, then that is correct. B is correct.
Yes. Okay. There's nothing about lawnmower being the perfect example, and they're not comparing sights or sound. They're comparing smell with sight and sounds. They're not comparing these two things together at all. Is it clear for everyone? Yes. Can we move forward? Okay. What is the outcome of the example experiment conducted by Chu and Downs? You know this experiment. You have read this. So tell me the answer. You know this answer. Please tell me the answer. Read the options slowly. Smell is the only function under Chinese tradition. Nothing about smell is. Half of the old volunteers told detailed stories. Half it was not written half. Smell of certain odors assists storytellers. When they smell certain things, it helps storytellers. Was that given?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Smell of which odors?
Coffee and cinnamon.
Coffee and cinnamon.
Yes. And it helps storytellers. That was also given. Odors of cinnamon is stronger than that of coffee. They did not compare cinnamon with coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, so that's not the answer. Good. Okay. Sometimes it's easy. What is the comment of Jelinek to Chu and Downs in the issue of chemical senses? So let's find out what did he say? Tell him. Okay. So you are going to do them. They in the issue of this chemical senses. So please do it and tell me the
What is
answer.
the meaning of chided?
Okay, tell me the answer. Did anyone read in their minds? What did Jelinek tell them? Jelinek tell these authors. So Jelinek scolded them. Why did he scolded them? For among other things, Tell me. Okay, I'll read. So, Jelinek scolded the authors, researchers for, among other things, presenting the smells and asking the volunteers to think of memories. He said, you should not have done that. You should not have presented the smells and asked for, what did you think? Rather than seeing what memories were spontaneously evoked by the others, you should have just seen, what do they remember? You should not have asked them, what memories do you remember? You should have just have seen what memories they remember, like without asking them. That's what he's trying to say here. So he's scolding them. He says, the way you perform the experiment is not exactly correct because you presented the smell and asked them rather than seeing what the memories were spontaneously evoked by the odors. You should have just waited. You should just have presented a smell, and whatever they said after that, this is the memory that came to my head, written it down, rather than asking them, what do you remember? So that's why he's scolding them. But then Chu is saying, there's a limitation to science. Science cannot do everything. So that's what Chu is saying here. So now you tell me, what's the right answer? First, can it be first?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. You don't think he said it's unscientific? Okay. I think he's saying it's not correct. So it can be that. For me, this can be the answer. Okay, go ahead. Next, Jelinek thought Liverpool is not suitable place. Is he talking about the place at all? That
No,
Liverpool-
sir.
No,
No,
this for sure is wrong or not given. Jelinek suggested that there was no further clue of what specific memories aroused.
No. They were
No,
not talking about no.
no, okay. Jelinek stated that the experiment could be remedied. Remedied means corrected. So he's saying that you could have corrected the experiment. We could have corrected the experiment. Remedied means corrected. Okay. So what do you think is the right answer? Think properly and then tell me.
D.
I also think it's D. Jelinek stated that the experiment could be corrected. Means it could be made better, remedied by not, you remember what I told you? He's saying presenting the smells and rather than doing that. So I think it should be D. C, I don't think so. I don't understand C properly anyways. B is definitely wrong. A, I don't think he's calling it unscientific. He's just saying that you should have done this, not this. But he's not calling them unscientific. So he's suggesting you could have done a better thing. Okay. So is it clear?
Sir, unscientific means
Unscientific means not scientifically done.
not
Not
done
based
in a
on
proper
science.
way.
Not based on science. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
Then it would be D, sir.
D. And
Yes.
what other word made me think it's D? What
सर
did
वहाँ बोला है ना कि लाइक वो देखने लाइक वहाँ पे स्मेल को प्रेजेंट करता है और स्मेल को प्रेजेंट करते के साथ ही आपको वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लेना था और फिर नहीं उसके बजाय कि नहीं उससे देख करके नहीं वो स्मेल के थ्रू ही करना था वहाँ पे रादर देन वो कुछ तो स्टेटमेंट में फॉरवर्डिंग द स्टेटमेंट
Okay. You're right. But there's another word that made it clear it should be D in my head. What's that other word?
scolding
No.
criticize
Criticism means what? Okay. Let's do the meanings of criticism. The work or activity of making careful judgments about the good and the bad qualities of something. And these criticisms tell people how they can improve, right? If you have heard the word criticism, criticism is something bad, which tells you this is the way you can improve. So like that. So that word also made it clear. Criticism is like something you tell somebody to make them improve. So that way. So that is why I think that was the answer in that sense also. Okay, criticism. So you tell someone their faults to make them improve it. Okay.
Where is this?
the criticism is written there
Criticized is there. Joe and Downs exchange critics with renowned performer and chemist J. Stephen Jelinek in Chemical Senses. In the June issue of this, they exchange critiques. Critiques is another word for
Criticism.
criticism. It's the verb form. It's the noun form. Is it clear? Critique is
Yes.
another word for that. I'll show you the word. A piece of written criticism on a set of ideas or a work of art. Critique is related to criticism. It's the same word. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's another way I thought of this answer. Okay. Ma'am is here. I have to go somewhere if ma'am is here. Okay, I'll ask ma'am to join. I'm sorry, I had an engagement with someone. I had a prior commitment to someone about something. So I'll have to end the class today here. And the blanks are left, we'll do it tomorrow. It took too much
Okay,
time.
sir.
This reading was tough. Okay. Just hold on, let ma'am join. Okay, she's joining in 2 minutes. Till then, if you have any questions, please ask me. Simran, yes, that's the plan. We are doing general reading tomorrow. There's no academic reading, and academic students, I'll do another class with academic students. Okay. Ma'am is, yes, ma'am is here.
Sir, I'm struggling with the time. Like, I'm not able to complete 40 questions in 1 hour. Hardly I complete 34 to 35.
Okay, Preeti, I'll tell you one thing that you do. You start thinking of words that you should not think of. You should avoid that wastage of time that I've seen you do. Sometimes you do that. So I'll just tell you avoid such things. Like I'll give you an example. Okay, wait, hold
आ
on.
जाओ अर्शिका,
Just hold on.
आ जाओ, आ गया उसकी मम्मी का फोन.
Okay. Just hold on. So like when we are given whales, what type of whale? Why the name of the author? So when it's in capital, why do you need to know such things? Why do you waste time on those parts? So sometimes you do that, you overthink those parts. Don't overthink. And when you read something, you should not be asking it to read. You should not be reading it again. So for example, the 16th question today, I explained to Nafisa there's no comparison between smell and other senses, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and you knew the senses. Then I showed you the senses and you had forgotten it about them. So improve your memory till then. You're forgetting the questions too quickly. So see, this is about paying attention. When you read something, read it like you don't have to read it again. That's all. I don't know if I'm giving the right suggestion or not, but I believe I'm very lazy and I don't want to do things again in my life. So I do things really properly so that I don't have to do them again. So that's my suggestion. If you want to improve your time, be lazy and think like I have to do this only once. Do it like that. So you don't have to do it again. Read like that you're clear, absolutely clear. Don't reread. So go with that habit. Do it regularly. Like you have to stick to this habit again and again. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow is a GT reading, and not academic reading. So I just want to make that announcement. So it will be only for GT students, the reading, not for academic students.
First, I'll be taking the GT reading and then task 1, okay, for academic. So one class will be for GT tomorrow and one for academic.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And tomorrow I have an engagement. If I am free, I'll take the class. If I'm not free, ma'am will be taking the class. Okay. I'll leave.
All right.